All right, exes. We all have them.
Or do we?
Unfortunately. I have a lot.
I'm dating everyone I've ever dated.
Oh,
No
that's
exes for me.
amazing. I love that. Very
No, you had
talented.
to have had one, Drew.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, move on, let go.
Okay, on the
dated a
internet,
girl
it'll
one
be
time.
forever. But this week, Little Mix is having the best week ever because they just released their new song.
Best or worst?
No, it's the best week.
Okay, all
Shout
right.
out to My Ex came out. It's one of my favorite songs of all time.
No, that's
All time.
a stretch.
That's a
Aaron.
stretch, Aaron.
It's close.
My problem with
close.
their video for this, though, is that they don't have a dance break. Like, that video would have been fire if they would have had a dance break.
No one asked you what your problem was.
I haven't seen the video, but the song is fire. I don't know if it's my favorite song of all time, but the song
It's
is good.
really
It starts
good.
great, the chorus is fine.
No, this song is the best
like
song
it.
of the year.
I like it.
I'm
Drew,
what do you
obsessed.
I haven't heard it yet, but I don't like it. Just the way you guys are describing it. The fact that it's fire doesn't sound good.
Oh, it's good.
Okay, but in this song, it's
love
all
it.
about your ex and like your ex breaking up with you and then you living your best life because who needs your ex? Thank God he broke up with you. And there are some lines in this song that allude to possibly Zayn and Perrie's relationship. These two were engaged for 2 years. They dated for like 4.
He broke up with her via text.
Right.
Supposedly.
yeah.
And there's been a lot of drama surrounding them because basically a couple weeks after he broke up with her, he started dating Gigi Hadid, who is basically a lookalike of Perrie, so much so that possibly the guy running these photos right now may not know the difference. But this song is really interesting because it clearly is calling out a situation that could be Zayn and Perrie.
It's
Oh, clearly,
confusing.
it's absolutely about
It's
them.
like, oh, I hope the
Clearly.
sex is, she is not faking it during sex like
Like I was.
And she brings up the tattoos because
See-
Zayn had a tattoo of her.
That's
oh,
right.
That's right.
It's absolutely
And
about
then,
him.
like, one of the girls took to Snapchat to be, they were like, the audition, and then was super awkward because you know how Zayn, when he was
His
on X Factor, was
audition.
super public about being awkward on the show.
Yeah, they're definitely making
So
fun of him.
this whole launch to this new music for them is digging at Zayn, and that's how it's getting them publicity.
Right.
Although I'm not sure they really need it because surprisingly, I looked at the video this morning and it was over 2 million views in a day.
That's because it's one of the best
crazy.
songs ever.
Yeah.
That's why.
And I mean, to be fair, I don't think it's just out to get Zayn. I think people naturally make songs about their life experiences, and it's like,
Yeah.
shout out to my ex is a relatable song for a lot of girls, guys, so like, why not?
And do you think the other girls in the group would be like, yes, we're gonna have our first hit single be about you? No, it's
Well,
not all
but I
about
have to
exes.
say, it starts off with like the crazy lines about I hope she don't have to fake it like I did. Perrie singing those lines. Perrie was
Yeah.
like, I call those lines in the song. So it's very clearly about Zayn, but I'm just like, is this too
Perrie.
much? I get a lot of people really write songs about their past and their relationships and their love experiences. So is this petty or is this right?
I don't think it's petty at all.
I mean, it's definitely has a history to it. I mean, writing songs about. I mean, I guess like directing it at someone, knowing that people will like
Link
the,
it?
Yeah, the fact that they will. Does that mean that you doing it is somehow like making that happen, or that's you egging it on? I don't know.
Let me correct my statement. It's petty, but I don't think it's wrong.
Yeah.
Right. See, I agree with
petty.
that. I think it's petty. I think it's going to get them PR. I think people are going to talk about it. Like outlets like us are picking it up, so I think it's good for them. But I also think that it's petty in the sense that they're using that as leverage. Not that I wouldn't do the same thing. If I was an artist and somebody broke up with me via text message after 2 years of being in a relationship and also being engaged, I would
best
be like,
believe it's
you
the
better
song."
believe my whole album's going to be about
Right.
you. But then there's also a point where it kind of feels desperate because now Zayn's with Gigi Hadid, who's notoriously a hot model. So they're probably sitting at home and being like, oh, that's so sad that she's still making songs about me when I'm not even thinking about her.
I would love to find out that this song was written and given to them and said, hey, would you guys like it? And they were like, sure. And it just worked out this
By,
way.
like,
That it
Bonnie
has
McKee?
nothing to do
Or she?
with Zayn at all, but it just so happened to work out like that. I think this is so smart. They would have been stupid not to have done this.
I
Because
agree.
everybody cared about Perrie and Zayn.
Yeah.
They cared. And they want to hear her side of the story, too, because Zayn has kind of had his side of the story. We're going to hear more of it soon. I think he has a book coming out.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that it's her time, and she was kind of done wrong.
Well,
he cheated on her. He was spotted out at a club with another girl while
I
they
didn't know
were
he cheated on her.
engaged together. So if anything, this is her rightful time to be like, okay, he cheated on me, he hurt me publicly, but that's all right, because I'm better now.
See, and I also think that this is great publicity for them in the United States because Zayn's a big name in the US.
Totally.
Little Mix is very popular in the UK. I
Yeah.
think they're like one of the #1 girl groups, if not the #1 girl group over there. So I think this is smart for them to re-enter in the US. Like, we know who they are, but it's good to keep like shoving your face at us.
And I just don't see anything wrong with writing about an ex.
People
Why
like
not? Say
think
his
of like
name.
rappers, like they just
All the
say the
time.
name. You know?
Yeah,
Like
that's
Kanye, I'm gonna have sex with Taylor Swift
Yeah.
in his lyric. I mean, that was
Yeah,
controversial.
and we
but-
didn't, really like. I guess people did question that, but it wasn't like.
Oh, we freaked out about that for months here.
Just because we love
Really?
Taylor Swift. so.
Yeah, you know.
Oh, really? Yeah, I
Well,
like that too.
well, it's also our job in like regurgitating information about Taylor Swift. That was like the biggest news story ever.
But anyway, I think she didn't call him out. I think it was tastefully done, and I think it was. I mean, and I also think her story everybody can relate to.
Well, take the girls and Zayn out of this. Do you think it's ever appropriate to publicly blast your ex if, say, you're not a public figure?
Yes.
If you are not a public
Well,
figure,
even if you are, but I'm saying, like, if you are not a songwriter that can release a song about your ex, like, for you, if you broke up with somebody,
Okay.
do you think it's, like, a good idea if they really did you wrong or somebody cheated on you to go to
me?
Twitter, anyone, you
Right.
included, go to Twitter and be like, this person slept with @Hey Aaron Robinson, blah, blah, blah,
It's
like, la, 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 la.
no, but that would be different. I think.
That's a
right?
different
It would
story.
be a different thing.
Well, I'm saying in any case, like, when do you
Is
think it's
it-
okay?
where's the
Is it
line
okay?
drawn?
well, this is
should-
art, you know.
I don't think I would
Right?
ever like.
140 characters isn't art.
Mine are.
Like I'm not the type of person to go tweet about my personal life, but if I was an artist and I was gonna write a song, you best believe I'm gonna write a song about my ex if he cheated on me and is with another
Yeah.
girl 2 months after
I'm
we
sure
broke our
he's an
engagement.
asshole. Like, he's
Probably.
a rich and famous like pop star, of course, and he's
Yeah.
a guy. Of course he's the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he left for Gigi Hadid. That would be a real hit to your confidence. Even though Perry's so hot, when anyone leaves for another hot person,
It's like- it
you're just
takes
like,
a stab.
ouch, that hurts.
But honestly, all of my exes, I don't hate any of them.
Well, that's what I was
know?
thinking is if you like a person enough to be in a long-term relationship with them, if you break up with them, I feel like you liked that person for a reason. So unless it was an unhealthy relationship or they really did you wrong, I feel like you should be able to maintain a healthy friendship with that person.
I actually, yeah, I think I am still friends with all of them.
Why are you awkwardly laughing?
Yeah, but I mean,
I
no,
pretty much
making
hate
noise.
most of my exes.
But that's maybe because were they bad people or they were cheating on you?
No, they were good people, but they just were like they acted like children all of a sudden, and they started doing
end well.
really
I guess
bad things.
depending on how it ends. But if it's like a mutual, like, this isn't working for both of us.
Well, yeah, if it's a mutual breakup and you're friends, that's fine. Of course, you're not going to blast them. But if they do you wrong and they do you dirty, I guess it depends. I have this like
Then you pull out the
vindictive
picture.
side of me. I kind of get at people. I try not to. 'cause
Do you
it's not-
tweet?
Well, I wouldn't put it past my younger self to tweet out if something shady happened, but my older self knows that whatever I write on the internet lives there forever and ever.
Because even if you delete it now, people have screenshotted it. It's
Totally.
too late.
And
Easily,
even,
yeah.
even if you aren't a celebrity, you can still find it. So I just feel like the wise person in me was like, don't write it as much as you want to, because in 20 years you may regret it.
I guess in a form for you, this would be like YouTube.
Yeah.
Would you ever publicly shame somebody or talk about or
No.
blast somebody on YouTube?
No, but I mean, no, I don't think so. I don't like a relationship. I mean, I haven't really had relationships where I feel very wronged. Like most of the complications are like, you said that thing and then it was like, you didn't seem like you were sorry about it, you know.
Right,
It's just
right.
boring.
Trivial stuff. But I think it's a sign that you're not over someone if you're gonna make a song about them or if you're gonna publicly shame them. Because if you were over them, you wouldn't care.
Right.
you know?
As for singers, I think it's part of the job, part of the industry. That's just
I
what
do
comes
too.
with it because
Yeah.
what else are you going to draw from? Like the cereal you ate this
Right,
morning? That's
right.
boring.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a smart business move.
Yeah.
Is that all we have to say?
That's all I have to say about it.
It's a wrap.
She
As
said
I
he's
go
bad
through
at having
mentally
sex.
all the bad tweets I've
Yeah,
sent out,
she did
wondering
say
how
that
many
she-
I could delete right now.
She did say she had bad sex, though.
Oh,
Or she said she was faking having an orgasm.
Right.
Because
I think that was just a dig at him. Looking at Zayn, I can't imagine him not being great, you know?
I don't know. Some of the prettiest people are probably the worst in bed because they're
He
so
thinks
concerned
he
about
doesn't have
themselves.
to do it. He's
don't
like,
wanna
I'm
believe
Zayn,
that.
just take my
Yeah,
dick.
a lot of
It
people.
taints it for me.
I feel like very pretty
Moving
people
forward in
probably
life.
think like, oh, I'm pretty. Like you're like I'm blessing you with
Yes, exactly.
my parts. You're lucky that you're here. Like you're welcome. You got this ride for free.
Is that how you feel? Or
Wow,
you're
Rylan.
no,
Way
I'm
to
saying
get into
I
that
feel like
perspective.
That's like judging by people that I've encountered in the past
Yeah.
that think
Yeah.
they're very
And what are their
pretty.
names?
If you go to my Instagram, you'll see.
Social security numbers. Shout out.
All right, you guys, let us know what you think in the comment section below about blasting your ex. If you've done it, please let us know all about it. And then, hey, you can click over to the left. We're going to talk about your favorite celebrities and how much they're worth.
Or click to the right to find all about most offensive Halloween costumes.